Hello, Gun Nation. It says I am live. If y'all can just verify it. Yeah, and CZ Shadow, we'll get into that in just a second. I'll answer your question. But that is the same question I had that C. Kim had. Are they not going to anodize it for you? And I will let y'all know right now, there are a ton of people that are behind. A lot of people aren't even anodizing, so they're sending stuff out. They're sending stuff out raw or aluminum right now too. So, but yeah, I'm sure that they have an anodization company. There are some places that do small parts like triggers, but when you get into a larger grip, it's a little more difficult. But it's like an electrostatic type thing. It has to have a machine, and it does it. However, you can have them Cerakoted. I've seen a lot of people do that in the past, but it really comes down to what you want. But I would get with Atlas and have them see if their anodizer can do it. But if not, then you know. But it's kind of like Cerakote, but it gives you that mirror type finish, and it's usually used on small parts. But I will go ahead and do a quick roll call since we got some peeps in here. All right, we got Pistol Pete, we got Will and Well Armed, CZ Shadow 2, CZ or C Kim, Music Lover, um, Aaron Hine. Let's see here. Lynn Holt, hello, sir. Um, Insight Freedom, how you doing, brother? Mike High, Keith Gregory, A Dubs. Um, yeah, see, Kim, I actually heard him going into space. I didn't see it on TV, but I heard his talking after he landed. He was in tears, and hey, that's pretty cool for him, you know. Pretty cool. But if y'all haven't seen a lot of my things now, I came up with a catchphrase. Basically, it's kind of like hashtag find and then you are and then spine. I'll put it in here. But I'm starting to use this because more people need to speak up about all this crap that's going on. I'm listing it like this. But what's up, Bald and Curious? Hello, LZ USA, Super Speed from Miami. But yeah, it's crazy, man. All this crap they're trying to push down our throats. Let's see here. What's up, TN Styer? Oh, where'd it go here? Big Johnson Guns and Gear. Has anyone searched for a gun and found that Alaska fraud website that starts with an S? I haven't. I don't know. Don't post it on here if it's something weird. But no, I have not. I haven't heard of it. Yeah, A Dubs, 90 Years Young. Yeah, and it's like the lady, Mickey, I think, that went up in the Amazon one, the older astronaut. That was pretty cool too. And she sounded like a hoot. I listened to her. She was hilarious. I agree. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon, to space. Hello, Dan O'Neill. How are you, brother? Some judge in New York challenged C-19 mandatory vax for medical workers. Yeah, I think more people need to do it too. It's getting crazy, and it's probably going to get worse. I'm waiting until I've got to renew my insurance and all that crap, and I'm probably good. They're probably going to ask 9 million questions, and they know the answer if I've had it or not. But probably going to get asked that, and they're going to say, "Hey, if you don't get it, your deductibles are going to go sky high." There's going to be all kinds of crap tied to this. And I don't know if this is true, but I heard somebody say that they were trying to get either rent an apartment. It wasn't in my state, but they were trying to rent an apartment or buy a house or something, and they couldn't because they weren't jabbed yet. So I don't know. That's really crazy. Hello, Kathleen. Exactly, Pistol Pete. That's why I was talking about find your spine. Everybody needs to just quit folding like lawn chairs and start speaking up because, we need to let them know that that's not acceptable. But, we will go ahead and get into it. I've had, I kind of mentioned to y'all that I had some people reaching out to me saying they want to sponsor and all this other stuff. But and I don't really want to say, I don't really want to say the name yet because I'm still investigating. But I'm actually being harassed by one company because I haven't emailed them back. They emailed me. I started doing my own investigation on that company. I wanted to gather my own information and check out some of their products, not have them send them to me. I wanted to kind of go out in the YouTube community and kind of do some investigating myself. Also check Better Business Bureau, do some stuff like that, because basically they sent me an email and said, hey, we want to work with you. We want to sponsor you, some of your videos. We want to do this. We want to do that. Here's your discount code. Da, 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 da. I haven't even tried any of their products, not one product. I thought that was very weird. It's all about, here's a time that we could talk and all this other stuff, but they're already setting all this stuff up. And, I wanted to see if it was legit. So I've been spending some time kind of checking on it. They got another email. I've actually gotten in the past, gosh, maybe 9 days. I think I've gotten 5 emails from this company. That's kind of weird. What do y'all think about that? I think that is kind of strange. Yeah, Kathleen, I heard about that. Yeah, and actually, I talked to KS last night, or we were texting back and forth, just seeing what was going on. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much, Kathleen. I don't know who said that, but I love guns. Hello, East Texas Outlaw. How are you doing, man? Sorry to hear that, C Cam. That sucks, man, about your brother. That is awful. Yeah, and what I'm talking about this, I'm not saying, if you want to get the jab, get it, da 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 da. But just I don't like the forced stuff. I don't like to be told what to do. That's when we have the freedom that we have. And the people that are actually getting jabbed are still getting COVID and still passing COVID. So it's not a vaccine to me, it's a shot and booster shots and all this other stuff. If you remember measles, gosh, all of this other stuff we got back in the day, you got it and then you never got, you got the vaccine and then you never got the other things or never got the actual issue, but it doesn't seem these are working. However, they're trying to jam it down your throat. Rock Auto, I know that they sell auto parts, a lot of them actually, they're really huge, but they reach out to you to advise, and I think it's fraud because I saw a Russian letter from the past correspondence. It could be somebody hacking it or using their name, but Rock Auto is actually a real deal. Bald is actually not a Chinese company. It's actually an American company. No, I get all those Chinese ones all the time hitting me up for check out my dot, check out my red dot, check out my, this, check out my this, that, Amazon link, all that crap, and I just blow them off. No, this is actually an American company. An American company. That's what that's what's kind of strange about it. And it's the same exact guy that's emailing me. And they don't look like a robotic email because they're changed. And he's putting like little things in there like, hey, I caught this one particular video. I caught this one particular video that you did, and he's actually naming out stuff in my video. So I just think it's a little strange. Yep, 90 proof. Let's see here. Catch back up. Big Pharma. All right, here we go. Let me get this out of here. Hey, Big Johnson, what do you think of the Leviathan tribe? Yeah, the Leviathan group. I've actually never, I don't have any personal experience with them. I know there's a lot of people hooked up with them, Grand Thumb and some other bigger names. And I mean, it's a group that, supports other YouTubers and I guess influencers. I don't really know that much about them. I mean, I don't want to badmouth them. I've never been approached by them. So I really don't, I mean, I know of them. I've read about them. I really don't have an opinion on them. Put it this way, I don't have an educated opinion on them. So I don't want to badmouth anything or say anything positive. I mean, I really don't know. I don't have any personal experience with them. So I don't want to speak out of turn. Y'all all know if I have experience with something, I'll let you know about it, good or bad. Other than that, I know of them, but that's about as much as I want to say, honestly. They've never came to me or anything like that. I'm not a big enough person for them. Milkman got a C2 slide back from Vulcan with the Hollow Sun mounted on it. They did a great job. Hey, man, that's awesome. Have you been able to shoot it yet? Just curious. Well, and I thought that was kind of funny or kind of weird. I've never responded back to any of them. And now I'm just trying to see how many they're going to send me because I'm either going to lash out at them and be like, are you serious? You sent me 25 emails, or, I still haven't decided. I've seen some weird stuff about them and some okay stuff about them. So I really don't know. I haven't formed an opinion yet. I just think it's weird. I have seen some recent, looks like bigger YouTube channels that have kind of maybe gotten mixed up with them or working with them, but I don't know. It's really not a lot based on my channel of what this is, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'm not saying it's a product that people don't need. I think they do, but I've read a lot of the stuff, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to hide it from y'all. I'm going to come out and let y'all know one way or the other, and I'll tell you who they are. As we keep going down this. I'm not trying to be the clickbait guy. Don't worry about that. Hello, James Johnson. How are you, man? Oh, I was going to ask, is there any? And then also this troll deal. Man, I'm getting trolled like crazy. I already had to kick somebody off the chat earlier because they were saying some goofy stuff. We also have a lady on here too, so I don't want to be, I want to keep it clean, so to say. But have y'all? I know some of y'all are content creators. Have y'all had a lot of trolls recently? I've been getting quite a few of them, but of course I've been posting some memes and stuff, I guess, that are getting people heated. But I mean, it is a free country. They can say what they want to say. I don't block them. I'll pretty much lay it out there and give them facts. Others, some of the family members will jump in there and give them some facts or opinions. And, I'm all for a debate. But when you just start getting stupid, that's when I'm going to get stupid right back. Let's see what TN Star is saying. A lot of those companies just think because you're a gun YouTube, they can buy off you. So there's a lot of YouTube that strictly do it for the money part. Yeah, and I see that too, TN. I see a lot of people that, oh my God, they're going to pay me, and they just jump on it. And there's some people that have 25 affiliate links and all that other stuff. I'm just not that guy. I'm never going to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I call them, well, you know, I call them I call them gun money ladies of the night. You might say y'all can probably pick the name that I'm talking about, but I just don't. I don't know. Especially when you have a YouTuber that has two exact products and they both fit the exact same gun, and they're saying two or these three different companies are all fabulous. There's got to be one company that's better, like, maybe first, second, and third, best, better, good, whatever. Um, all of them, I don't think, can be fabulous. Um, there's got to be things, either that or things you like about one versus the other, and some negatives. But people would just open up a box and they're like, "Oh man, this is awesome." They've never tested it. They've never done any. They haven't worn it. They haven't worked with it. They're just getting it in a box and opening it up and saying it's the best thing since sliced bread. I call bullshit on those. Um, this is kind of funny. Mike, I know they're not. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. East Texas Outlaw, some mag and gun wrap company contacted me and said send me some wraps. Said they couldn't. No trolls lately, but I'm small. Um, yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of companies I understand that want to get their goods out there, and they're like, "Hey, will you try this? Will you give me your input on it?" Stuff like that. And I've had some that have sent stuff in. I kind of looked at, or looked at their pictures, looked at what they were offering, and they were even saying, "Hey, I'm a really small company, just trying to get my foot in the door, and I'm an American company." I'm like, "Hey, I'm all for helping small business." They sent it in. I looked at it, and I responded back to them, and I was just like, "Man, no offense or anything, but this isn't up to what I expect. So I don't really want to, it just doesn't meet my expectations. So I don't feel comfortable about, you know, presenting it." And some companies were like, "Hey, cool." And then some people were like, "Oh, you're an asshole," and stuff. And I was just like, "Hey, you can have your stuff back, or I'll throw it away, or whatever you want me to do." No reason, no reason to become a lady of the night for crap. Oh, also, I wanted to ask, what did y'all think about that Lynx defense bag that I customized, or had, I built up and customized and kind of made it my own? Just want to get y'all's opinion. If you liked it, you didn't like it, that's cool. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Um, I was just curious if y'all got to see it or not. But yeah, I had a lot of input in that. I thought it was really cool. Um, and man, I really like it. It's really, really nice. There are a lot of expert YouTubers on the internet for sure. Pistol Pete saying, "Look like a quality bag for sure." James Johnson, "That bag rocked." Yeah, I mean, I really like it, and ultimately that's all that matters. But the quality is definitely there, and that is a all American made bag. All of his bags are made in America. It's a small business. I mean, I love supporting them, and I bought my last three bags. So it's not like they just send them in, and because they're not cheap. Hello, Steve L. How are you? But is there anything out there that's exciting? Any guns or anything like that that anybody's looking at? Just curious. I've got a couple of things that I've been interested in. What's funny, or it's not funny, I actually reached out. I was trying to purchase, or before I purchased it, I reached out to the company and I was just like, "Hey, just wanted to see if you had this in stock. Is it going to be a long wait time? what particular, wanted to ask some questions about some coding and stuff like that. They had just finished a run. I said, when are you going to get your, more product in, or more, yeah, basically more, shouldn't say product, should say more materials in. And they said, we're on a major delay because of, all this crap, not necessarily like the China crap, because this is American made crap, but American made stuff, but there's shortages. So I said, when are you expecting it in? When do you think I could have this made? This, and that. And they said, well, normally it's 8 weeks. However, right now we could be looking at 4 to 5 months. And I'm like, holy crap. So, needless to say, I did not place that order yet. I probably still will, but I mean, I'm just going to pay for it. And then they don't have any idea. He said if I got back with them in a couple of weeks, they could tell me, not discounted or anything like that. I'm paying full price. But I mean, it's like some of the stuff we want, it's going to start getting harder and harder to get. So if there's anything that you see that you really, really want, whether it be any aftermarket parts, anything like that, I'm not saying go out and grab everything in their brother. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if there's anything that you really want, I would probably start getting it now. That's all I'm going to say. Because it is not going to be fun. Yeah, Honest Outlaw is a good guy. I have talked to him many times. I mean, outside of YouTube, on the phone. Yeah, East Texas Outlaw. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just, be yourself, do you. I mean, I'm not the, cinematography guy. I'm not making movies. I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. I'm just being myself, and hopefully people enjoy it and want to watch. BJGG, I think he meant if you have a flat tire, just open up the bag so your truck can be seen. But besides the orange, it's great. Yeah, I mean, the reason I got the orange is when you have a black inside, and I've got the gun in there, and I've got the suppressor, and I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got this, and it's on a black background. It's really hard to kind of see what you're looking at. However, with that orange, it really makes it pop, and you can see every single thing where it is. And that's another reason I wanted it. Plus, y'all know that I love orange. But I just wanted something different. I wanted something that punched you in the face, punched me in the face. I just don't do plain. I mean, I've been like that since I was a kid. I always had bright tennis shoes and all that stuff. I just like stuff that's different. I like to be a trendsetter and not a follower. How about that? People, and different people like different things. But, I bought plenty of stuff and people have copied it. Back in the day, I actually used to have my tennis shoes made with different colors and stuff. They weren't cheap, but I just like different stuff. Steve L. Let's see here. I ordered a Bear Creek Arsenal 350 Legend Upper today for my daughter to use for whitetail. Awesome, man. I never have. I've never shot a 350 Legend. I've heard a lot about them. I've just never shot one personally. That's cool, man. All right, James Johnson picked up a P09 to go with the P07. Awesome pistol. Hey, cool, man. Yeah, P07 and P09s are definitely shooters. Let's see here. Hey, Frank, how are you? Not been getting notifications like I used to. Well, I've been hearing that a lot. I've actually had people leave messages, and y'all can see them too. They'll leave messages and say, hey, I didn't unsubscribe from you, but I had to resubscribe. So one thing y'all might just check, and I'm sure y'all are all on here, so but you might just check your subscriptions, make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is up to their crap again. Got a ton of videos demonetized. They're definitely coming after me, but I have a feeling it might even be because I have guns in my, in my title or in my channel name. I don't know, but I don't really give two shits. They're going to do what they're going to do, you know. Unfortunately, I don't have any control over it. Yeah, Kathleen, no, I'm definitely not doing that. I just play that on TV. How about that? All right, Fuzz Fork, how are you, man? Shouldn't everyone be cleaning their firearms? I don't really clean my firearms that much. I'm not the person that goes and shoots, even if I shoot 100 rounds, 200 rounds. I don't just run home and clean it. I don't. I will throw some oil in it, but I really kind of like to see if a gun can run a little dirty. I'm not saying run 8,000 rounds through it and look like mud, but yeah, I'm not the way back in the day when I was a newbie, I'd run home and clean them and do all that other stuff. But when I clean a gun, it's not cleaning one gun. I'll kind of get them all built up and then I'll throw them out on the table and then do a big deep cleaning on a lot of different ones. But I'm not real meticulous on them. I definitely keep them oiled, but as long as they are lubed, they'll usually run. But yeah, there's a lot of people who get really into that, making sure all the dirt and stuff is off. But no, see, Kim, I don't have an orange jumpsuit yet. I might be fitted for one soon, depending on how all this crap goes. Who knows? Let's see. What is he yapping about? Yeah. I like orange for safety so he can be seen far. Yeah, no. I'm debating on building a AR PDW personal defense weapon and 357 SIG. Your thoughts? No, I wouldn't do it. Um, no, I wouldn't do it in 357. I mean, if you're going to do a PDW, I would do it in 300 blackout, 7.62 by 39. I would do it with a true rifle caliber. I wouldn't do it in 357 SIG. That's just my opinion for what it is. Not saying up close and personal it's not going to be effective, because it will be, but I definitely like the penetration power of a rifle cartridge over a regular centerfire cartridge or regular pistol cartridge. I did see that. I didn't. I don't know how many people were hit, but I did see that where that person had a bow and arrow. I think there was a thing, I think it was last year, where somebody in England, I think it was England or somewhere, but somebody had a freaking big old, like a sword, like some medieval sword, and they were swinging it around and chopping people. I don't remember where that was. It might have not been England, but no, that's actually a really great question, Keith Gregory. Big J, if you didn't have a guns and gear channel, what would it be about? Would probably be about performance, maybe like cars, trucks, off-road stuff, and performance. Matter of fact, I thought about starting another channel doing stuff like that, but then I was like, nah, I only have so much time in the day. But probably be about, or maybe even golf. If I wasn't into guns, I'd be back into golf. But it would probably be about off-road stuff, cars, trucks, performance. That's a good question. I appreciate it. Yeah, I thought about the same thing. Gosh, where did that go? Um, oh, here it is. CKM is saying they're coming out with too many weird cartridges, mostly for hunting. How will they survive? That's the thing. If something just doesn't really take off, you remember what was it, the 224 Valkyrie and all that. That was supposed to be the next greatest best thing, and it kind of fizzled out. Um, you got to have a lot of people really jump on something like that and take advantage of it. There's just so many common calibers that there's a lot of in between stuff. Like 6.5, of course, taken off, 300 blackouts taken off, and some others. But it's other like 243 7 millimeters. Do a lot of things that some of the newer stuff does. But it's just whatever people 30-06. I remember all that back in the day. Yeah, fuzz fork. That's exactly what I've said. When you start getting into a lot of the boutique, I don't really want to say boutique, but some of the less common calibers. I've been out in some areas where, like East Texas, West Texas, and they're like, we don't even carry that. Some of the small places, but man, they've always got 308. They've always got 9 millimeter, 45, stuff like that, the common stuff. NATO, if it's a NATO round, it's usually you're not going to go wrong with it. That's another reason why I really try to stay with NATO rounds. 300, my 300 blackouts kind of boutique, I guess, if you want to say, and there are some places that don't carry 300 blackout. Well, T and Star have got you beat on that. I was shooting 357, shit, probably before most people were born. But yeah, and 357 is a great round. It really is. I mean, I would take it over a 40 any day. Um, but like with your 357 now, a lot of people would say go 10 millimeter versus 357. However, 357, but Frank is right. I mean, 357 is not cheap. Um, and that's why so many people, like if you're going to get a PDW, if you want on a pistol round, 9 millimeter is super common, especially if it takes Glock mags. Um, but in any PDW, it's all about target acquisition. You want to hit what you're aiming at, but it's that's the good thing. They have so many different choices. You can get what you want. Hmm. Bagger Bro, I'd love to see some car content from you. I've done some in the past. What did I do? I think when I first started YouTube, I did one of my classic cars. Um, Nobody watched it, of course, because I guess I was known as a gun channel starting out. I used to do some golf stuff. Um, I crunched some drives out there pretty far and did some stuff, and people were like, "Oh man, that's really cool." Did a couple of tournaments that I played in, but I was just like, you know what? Heck, even if I started another channel, it could be like a lifestyle channel with a bunch of different things on it. But people hate it when I get political on a gun channel. Why? I don't know, because political stuff actually affects us as gun owners. But I don't know. I don't really, I guess I should have started a vlog type thing. Yeah, and maybe I could do something like that. I am going to be going to SEMA. I did say this in case you missed it, because I don't know if you were on last week, Bagger Bro, but I'll be going to SEMA in Vegas. We'll be there the first week in November, so it's coming up pretty quickly. So I will be filming a lot of stuff, and I'll throw it up on the channel. It'll be a lot of prototype stuff, new cars and trucks that are coming out, some customized stuff. So I'll throw some of that stuff up on it and see what y'all think about it. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff where I go behind the curtains to look at things I cannot film. I have to sign NDAs. So there won't be any filming, and I could probably, well, I couldn't even talk about it actually when I signed the NDAs. But anyway, I'll put up what I can just to kind of give you all a little insight. If you've never been to SEMA, it's freaking huge. I don't know how this year is going to be because the cough is still going on, but I'll be there for 5 or 6 days, so I should have some pretty cool stuff to be able to put up to let y'all see it. So, and that week I probably won't have a chat. I don't think. I might just go live on my phone. Maybe y'all might like that, or I could go on the strip and or see how many shots I could do, whatever. Da, da, da. Yeah, fuss fork. 30-30 was no joke. I mean, hell, I had a couple of them. I mean, they're great caliber. It's great, great rifles. Hey, what's up, Channel Cat? How are you doing, man? Glad you could jump on. Yeah, 7.62 by 9 or 39 is a flamethrower. Yeah, it is. Actually, my 12.5 308 is a flamethrower too. A lot of the small ones, a lot of the short ones are. Yeah, East Texas Outlaw. One thing that I do like about the 300 Blackout is your choice of, grain. I mean, hell, you can go, 100 and I've even seen 105 grain. You can go 105 grain all the way up to 230 grain. So you can shoot supers, subs. I mean, that is one thing I love about it. And on a 7.62 by 39, yes, they are very comparable round compared to a 300 Blackout, but you just don't have the variety that you do in 300 Blackout. And I know you know this, but that's one reason I really love 300 Blackout. And I actually prefer super. A lot of people love it for the quietness, which it's super quiet with the suppressor, but I actually prefer super on mine. Hey, what's up, Tactical Firearms? How are you, man? I've hit some deer back in the day. I have definitely taken out some deer. Good thing I had a brush guard because, man, hit a couple of them, they exploded. Hit one, it threw it into the hood, into the windshield, or dented the hood, busted out the windshield, and dented the roof on a 2500 diesel. Beat the hell out of that truck. It was a big ass deer too, big old fat doe. C. Kim is saying electric cars are going to be in trouble due to batteries. Just wait and see. Yeah, and a lot of people say carbon footprint for batteries. Okay, you've got battery disposal, which they don't really do. They just pile them up. So that's an issue. And you're definitely right. And the number one battery supplier is actually in China. So for all these cars that are green friendly, um, China dependent right there. So that's what I'm saying. It's, and also, what if we have electricity shortages and all this other stuff? How the hell are you going to charge them? In Texas, this last ice deal, we had no power for 5 days in a lot of places, some even longer. So how are you going to go to the grocery store? How are you going to do what you got to do without, are you going to like run a generator to charge your car? I mean, people don't think about this car, I guess the, Green New Deal people don't think about this. But yeah, it's not, when you charge a car, it's not free. So people just don't get it. I mean, real people do, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's got batteries coming out, even a new design battery, but who knows? Like I said, it is crazy. Yeah, TN Steyr, it really is. That's exactly what it is. It's a shot show of cars and accessories. That's exactly what it is. It's actually shit like 3 times bigger than SHOT Show. It's huge. And they'll have the Apex show at the exact same time too. Hey, what's up, Floridian? How are you doing, man? Tactical Firearms is saying I need a 308. Any suggestions? Depends on if you want a bolt, if you want a semi-automatic. Um, there's a lot of variables there. If you want a pistol, if you want a rifle. So it really comes down to what suits your needs. I know you have that Daniel Defense. Daniel Defense does make a 308. I really like my Lancer a lot. It's really a great rifle. The POF has been a lot of fun. But there are so many options. It really comes down to what you want, what you're going to use it for. Great question. Fina is saying, where do you all stand on polymer versus metal frames? I was just asked that the other day by a friend of mine. He's like, hey, I know you've got a lot of different firearms. What do you like best? But I kind of look at it this way. I really enjoy alloy. It is, it's a version of steel, of course, we know that, but it is a little lighter. So I'm really liking the Staccato C2. But if I had to choose one, for the ease of carrying this, the weight, stuff like that, of course, polymer is lighter on a lot of the pistols, but there is a lot to say about steel or alloy. I'm old school, like 1911s, grew up with them. A lot of people didn't. I know people that have only had Glocks or only had polymer pistols, but I would say if I had to pick one, it would be a steel or an alloy pistol if I had to pick one. But I can shoot them all, but that is my preference. Nothing wrong with polymer. And there's some guns that are polymer, alloy, and steel. There's nothing wrong with those either. That's kind of what I'm talking about with steel. But it just depends on what people like. Yeah, Keith, I saw that. I saw that they already announced they're pulling out a SHOT Show. I'm just wondering why, if they just don't have anything new to really show and they're using that as an excuse, or due to potential lawsuits that are going on with them, or what. I don't know. All right, Russ, how are you doing, buddy? He squibbed his G19 and it still works great. You mean you actually shot it and then shot another one, or you caught the squib, knocked it out, and then proceeded? Because if you knock it out, usually they'll be good. I've actually had that happen before, and I caught it. But if you don't catch it, that's where the problem arises. So hopefully you caught it. And I've actually seen them, pop and blow the extractor out and drop the mag and all that stuff. Sometimes it really blows apart the frame or the side of the frame. Bald had a PTR in 308. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are like, battle rifle, things like that. I just look at it this way. I try to say this in a nice way, and I think I've said it before. I'm not a huge 5.56 fan. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them, especially if you go with a 77 grain bullet. But I prefer 300 blackout or 308. That's just my preference. If you're going to have to do some work, I'd rather do work with, bigger bullet, bigger holes. But, also going through, if you've got to go through car doors, if you've got to, if you really got to do some work, I prefer a 300 blackout 308. 30 cal is what I enjoy. But 5.56 will do it. 7.62 by 39 will do it also. But I like the big boys over the little 22. The 22 on steroids, as I've always said. Nothing wrong with them. I just, that's the good thing, we have choices. Now, I will say this. If you really had to do a big loadout, 5.56 is definitely way lighter. You can get more bullets in it. You can carry more bullets. I will say that when you start loading up a lot of 308 mags and a lot of 308 ammo, that shit's heavy. The same with 300 Blackout. So for grabbing your stuff and going, yeah. Oh, Russ said he used a blacklist barrel, so I guess. Oh, it blew up your barrel or blew your barrel up. Oh shit. Okay, you sent it then. Damn. Glad you're okay, man. What gun was it? I don't know if you said and I missed it, but what gun was it? I can't remember. Oh, it was a G19. Never mind. I remember you said that. Sorry about that. Damn. Try to catch up here. Hello, Havoc. How are you? Yeah, and I have friends that are a lot younger than me, and they're like, "Oh, I'm buying a 6.5," and they buy the 6.5 and they load up on 6.5. But if you usually look at the cost of ammo, 308 is much cheaper than 6.5, and you can find it everywhere. That's another reason I prefer 308. And until you really start going out some serious distances, 100, 200 yards, 300 yards, stuff like that. You hit stuff with a 6.5, like a steel plate, you hit it with a 308, get a little more thump with a 308. And I've shot car doors with my 308. Just I'm not talking brand new cars. It's got everything that I need. So that's what I mean, or that's what I prefer. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about, Bald. But at closer distances, I think 308's better. Just personal opinion. Because man, you really start hopping up some of those grains like 168 and stuff like that. It's not a joke. Bald, you know that you can take a 308 out to, you know, actually, I think TN Steyer took his 308 out to a mile. He's even got videos on it, if I remember right. So it can be done, but you're lobbing it in there. I mean, you're right about that. But how often are you going to shoot a mile? So I'm saying I'm not into that. That's not what I'm about. Yes, 308 and bolt. Yep. Floridian, does squib mean underpowered load? Yeah, it can, you know, you can have it like even if it's not seated correctly, where it just kind of poofs it out, or underpowered. It's squib is really where it gets jammed in the barrel, but there's different things that can cause it to get stuck in the barrel. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not going for, you know, a mile long shot. I mean, it'd be cool to do it, but that's just not my deal. 1,000 yards, really honestly, I look at it this way: 800 yards, and I've gone 1250. That's my farthest. As far as I personally ever shot, it's 1250. And I did that with a 6.5. It wasn't even, or I'm sorry, I did that with a 338 Lapua. And I did shoot his 6.5 also. I shot at 1,000 yards. And it was not difficult at all. But, you know, how often am I going to do that? Not very much. At this point, I would choose a 6.5 Creedmoor over a 7.62. I'm looking at the POF Rogue. Creedmoor ammo prices are lower than you might expect. Yeah, and matter of fact, I can even get a 6.5 barrel for my Lancer, but why? I mean, for me, I look at it this way, if you're already invested in 308, is it really worth going to a 6.5? If you're not invested in anything, then yeah, grab a 6.5. If you want to do long distance stuff or whatever. But I look at it this way: between my platforms and my magazines, I've got a lot of compatibility. So that's one reason I do it also. And I've got tons of 308. Yeah, that 338 Lapua was no joke. That thing is freaking awesome. It's an AI 338 Lapua with the scope and the gun. He's got 15 grand into it, a buddy of mine. 15 grand into one rifle. So yes, it can be expensive. Floridian Big J, how often do you shoot your shotguns, or do you anymore? Honestly, I mean, I've got plenty of them. I haven't shot. The last time I shot a shotgun, I did it at Texas Gun Experience. It was buckshot, 9 pellet, and I was actually showing a buddy of mine's son that got a shotgun. I was showing him how to shoot it, fast. It was and this is his very first shotgun. He bought a Black Aces, and I was showing him how to work, it fast. And anyway, because he was short stroking it, so he was pulling it, and then he just wouldn't pull it all the way back out. So he was having some jams and stuff like that. And I watched him, and I was like, "You're short stroking it." So then I showed him how to do it properly, and he needed to pull it in more and stuff like that. So it's probably about a month ago, and I need to shoot a lot more. So I have plenty of them. I just need to shoot them. And yes, I love shotguns. A lot of fun. Guess y'all are talking about a bunch of reloading stuff. I should have got into that a long time ago. Hey, what's up, Two Wheel and Nut? How are you doing, man? Glad you could join us. Got 56 people on. Y'all smash that thumbs up button. Yep, Fuzzfork saying 57 watching. I guess we've got 32 thumbs up. Everybody smash that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it very much. IBG, I shot clay pigeons for the first time a couple of weeks ago. First time with a shotgun too. Hey, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. When I was younger, I used to shoot a lot of clays, shot trap, stuff like that. It's a blast. If you've never done it, it is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Definitely fun to do. Some people prefer 20 gauge when they're shooting that over a 12 gauge just due to recoil. I'm personally not recoil sensitive. However, man, it is a lot of fun. And that trap, if you've got really, really fast trap, that can kick your ass. It had been a long time prior to me shooting trap. The last time I shot it, and man, I was sucking. It took me a while to really get back in the groove. With skeet, you can lead it and get it way out there. Matter of fact, I take that back. I did shoot skeet. We were throwing them. I did shoot that about 3 months ago. A buddy of mine was having some problem, or I think he was having some problems with his Benelli, or he thought he was having some problems with his Benelli. So we took it out and shot it. I didn't really film any of it because I was shooting it and playing around with it. But what it was is the ammo. So we put some different ammo in it, started running fine. Big J. Hey, Zeus, what's up, man? Big J, I can share 308 ammo if needed. I'm good on 308 ammo, but if anybody needs it, Yeah, Fuzzfork saying no one feels recoil when shooting at moving targets. It is, I get asked, and this is, and maybe if y'all are, the creators out there can answer this, but I get asked this question at least, it seems like once a day, maybe 5 times a week. I mean, it seems like a lot. How does recoil compare from this gun to the other gun? How, what does it feel like, or what's the recoil feel like when you shoot that gun? And I've said this numerous times, I am not recoil sensitive. I am probably, and this is the way I look at it. If you have a piss poor grip, your hand, is just going to move all over the place, or you're going to feel more of it. So it's really hard for me to say, yeah, this particular thing has a shitload of recoil, or this one's really hard hitting, or whatever. I'm not recoil sensitive. So sometimes for me, as not a newbie, it's hard to explain to maybe a newbie or someone who's not familiar with a particular caliber or particular gun. It's hard for me to explain recoil. And I don't know if that is for other people, but if it is, throw your opinions in there. How do you explain recoil to someone else that can't experience it? And I also get airsofters. I get a lot of airsofters who ask me, hey, how's that recoil compared to an airsoft gun? I'm like, well, there's no recoil in an airsoft gun at all, to me. But I don't know. I just thought that would be funny or fun, to ask. Brian T, any recommendations on a good 2011 carry cheaper than a staccato? I'm sure Will and Weld Arm could chime in on this, but the Bull Armory SAS Viper 2 is cheaper. He has one, and it looks like a really cool pistol. I don't know how easy you can find them now, but he could chime in on that. Or hell, I guess he already did. Yeah, there it is. If you can wait. I mean, and I'm not opposed to a Bull Armory. I think they probably make really good stuff. But, I also bought the staccato because it's all made in Texas. They don't send anything out to the Philippines anymore. When they were STI, they did. So I enjoyed that they are from Texas, but I actually enjoy the firearms quite a bit too. Haven't had any problems with mine. Really like it. I think they've been a lot better since STI. So, I would either that, or if you can't find a Bull Armory, I would just save up and I would get something that you're really going to like. I wouldn't settle. I know some people might say, some people could say, God, what is the name of that gun? Rock Island Armory. I've seen some that run like dog shit. So I just wouldn't take a chance on it. If you do get a Rock Island, you can send it to Hayes Customs and he can really tune it so it's going to run good. But I would say save up until you can really get what you want. That's all I would say. Hey, what's up, Big Al? How are you, man? My buddy Cranky brought down his 44 mag lever. It weighs like 5 pounds. Short barrel, kick like hell. Yeah. I remember I shot what the hell is it called? A mule or God, it's a little short rifle with the big horseshoe lever. I shot one of those one times and it was fun. No, did you see where Austin police said call 311, not 911? No, I didn't see that, but I did hear that they're not accepting burglary calls anymore. Seriously. But they're the ones who defunded themselves. So have at it. Big J, do you have any surplus firearms interested collect? I have two, and I've shown them on the channel. One I'll never get rid of. It's an 8mm Mauser. However, it does have some special markings. We'll just leave it at that. My grandfather was in the German War. He was a pilot for the U.S. and fought in the German War and brought it back. And His words were, it was on the battlefield. The stock was broken, so it does have a modified stock on it, but it's very special to me because it was his, and I won't ever get rid of it. And it is an 8mm. I mean, it's a beast. But I have it, and I have a what is the other one? It's not a surplus. It's a super old revolver. It works, but it looks like hammered dog shit. But yeah, I don't really get into the Makarovs and all that other stuff. I mean, I've shot some of them, but oh, and now I will tell you this: my uncle has an awesome Luger collection. These are not your everyday Lugers. Yeah, they're pretty sweet. I think he's got over 50 of them, and none of these are cheap. These are all high dollar collector pieces. Mare's leg. That's it, Big Al. It's a mare's leg. No 2011 high points, Kathleen. Can't do those. Oh, actually, I do have a, it's not really surplus, but I've got a 10 gauge goose gun that's a beast. And I have a punt gun, Punt. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but I'm 6'3", and it's way taller than me. But you could look up punt gun, and you can see what they are. You can Google punt gun if you're curious. But it is a freaking beast. Whoo, golly, Havoc with the hard questions, man. Big J, what are your top 3 recommended pistol brands or makers? My top 3 to stay away from. Okay, might hurt some feelings, but we'll let it rip. CZ, these are going to be my top 3 pistol brands. CZ, Staccato. I really, really am enjoying these Staccatos. There's going to be an honorable mention in there. How can I say this? And then I'm going FN for the top 3. There is an honorable mention that I think everyone should own, and it's a Glock. I will say this. Reason being is mag compatibility, parts availability. If crap hits the fan, you have a Glock. That's an honorable mention. 3 to stay away from. High Point, Taurus, in my experience, and I'll even throw this one out there. I'm probably going to hurt some feelings. Kimber. Not a fan of Kimbers. Personally, not a fan of Taurus because I've had 2 of them fail personally. Older ones, not the newer ones, but I've seen some weird stuff on the newer ones that I don't really agree with, but that's kind of what I'll throw out there. I'll give you another honorable mention from one to stay away from. Ruger pistols other than a 22. Just leave it at that. Punt guns were made to wipe out a whole flock of geese or ducks. They were also used for something else too. Just so you know, because they're so damn big. If you were in a John boat or homemade boats, what people used to make back in the day, they actually used to move the boats with those. So they would shoot them and it would actually move the boat. That's why they're so long, because they put them in their stomach and they'd pull the trigger. So yeah, they're big boys. Floridian, you can't get them anymore. Mine is an antique from way the hell back. Um, it was my grandfather's, so yeah, you can't get them anymore. I've never, unless someone sells it, that nobody makes them anymore. Gemini, planning to get rifle light for my 308. Anybody had any experience with Night Core products? I have not. I've been using them for quite a while now. Cloud Defensive. I've got the Rains. I've got two of them, and I bought them 100%. They're not cheap, but it's kind of buy once, cry once. They're all American made, and they're freaking awesome. So, and there is another company that competes with them, but they're kind of crybabies, and I don't want any part of that. So, Cloud Defensive, really enjoying them. I've shot with them. I've played with them. I've shot them across yards. I mean, those things are bright as shit and they go very far. So they work very well for me. I've got Streamlights too, but that Cloud Defensive just blows it away. 55, I think it's 55,000 candela. I mean, it's a flamethrower. Bald is saying Glock, Big Al saying FNX. I don't know if that's your likes or dislikes. Stay away from Hudson. Yeah, I didn't even bring them up because they're non-existent. Yeah, Kimber, way back in the day, Kimber made some pretty nice stuff. But man, their quality and also everything in it is MIM. And if you're not familiar with MIM, triggers are made out of MIM. A lot of hammers are made, but I always really like to go to EGW and get all forged parts or billet parts. I've done that on several 1911s. I'll change all the MIM shit out because I have had a MIM trigger break and I had a MIM hammer break. And a lot of stuff is MIM, but the way that it's heat processed and everything else, you can have some problems with it. But, yeah. And Lynn, I actually own a lot of Smith & Wesson products. There's nothing wrong with them. He was just saying, go for your favorites and then the ones you don't like. And that's, Smith & Wesson, I wouldn't say they're one of my favorites, but I've got 5 or 6 Smith & Wessons. I like them, never had any problems with them really, other than that one barrel that failed, but they fixed it right away. Yeah, I'm not trying to beat up. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want anybody to take offense to that. I'm only giving my opinions because I was asked. If you own a Kimber or you own some of those, I wasn't hating on, I was just giving my personal opinion. But yes, a lot of the Kimbers, they are, and Bald is not lying, they're jam-o-matics. I've shot tons of Kimbers, jam after jam after jam after jam. The 45s, and where the feed ramp was on their 45s, they didn't throat them, they didn't polish, and the feed ramp was not at the correct angle. They were known for problems. I'm sure they've actually gotten better, or maybe they've gotten worse. I don't know. I haven't played with a new one in a long time. Have ever shot a Glock 50 GI? I have not, Liberator. Have not. I don't have an opinion on that. I've shot Desert Eagles and stuff, but never shot a Glock 50. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't knocking Kimber revolvers, just their 1911s. Ooh, Floridian. If you could only pick one, which revolver would you have for all around? I've said this before. The only revolver, and I have revolvers, and they all work. But if I was going to carry a revolver, and it was going to be my go-to revolver, it would be a Korth, Korth. They are not cheap. I will tell you right off the bat. I'm not a budget guy, but they are far from cheap. They're about the one that I want is about $6,500. So they're definitely not cheap, but they are awesome. Pull them up and look at the Korth. They are legit. And the triggers are butter. All right. G19, G20 Staccato C2, and STI Omni. My loves. Awesome. Yeah, I think that, I mean, Glock has to be, and I've said this numerous times, I'm not a huge Glock guy, but everyone that has some sort of a collection needs a Glock. You just got to have one. Yeah, Wilson Combat, I mean, they're awesome guns. I was trying to be a little on the, I guess somewhat affordable. I'm not saying that Wilson Combats are not affordable. Um, but yeah, I mean, Wilson Combat's not a joke. And matter of fact, their mags are probably the best mags out there. Hey, what's up, Rodema? How are you, man? Big J, storms where you are? No, I'm actually I am in Houston this week. So there's no storms here. I think at home there is, though. I am not, Big Al, I'm not a huge Walther fan. I'm not knocking them. I mean, a lot of people like them. Just for me personally, they just don't do it for me. And I've owned three or four Walthers. I just don't. And the PDW, the new one, or not PDW, PDP, in my opinion, I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people have them, probably love them. That gun does not do anything that another gun does not do. It doesn't make anything better. They've kind of said, oh, it's got these side slide serrations. But if you look at it, it looks kind of like an APX, Beretta APX a little bit. They're kind of wide, they're kind of chunky, they're tall. Kind of reminds me of a SIG 320 on steroids a little bit with the newer grip, so. And as y'all know, I'm not a huge SIG fan. I've had tons of them. Yeah, a lot of people really like the Ruger GP 100s. A lot of people like them. I have Smith & Wesson older revolvers. They shoot great. Oh, sweet shirt. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. This is my rocking my Texas. I don't know if y'all can tell. This is camo Texas. It's what the hell is it? It's old Tejas. I've got three or four of these. I really like them. Dan Wesson is a great pistol. Really love Dan Wesson. If you're looking for your, I guess, at least expensive type 1911 that I would get, the least expensive I would buy is a Dan Wesson. And they're great quality. Good quality. All right, we're getting close. Well, actually, we're over time to shut this down. Any other questions? I'm going to fly through here and see if I might have missed some. Yeah, Canik, I mean, they do make some good pistols. I had an early one. I didn't have any problems with it. However, they had a recall or an update on it, and they were telling people, if you send it in, we'll fix it, and you have to pay to ship it back. And I was like, what? And that was back when I was doing Instagram. When I got that email, I put a picture up, and I'm like, damn, you're kind of issuing a recall, but everybody has to pay everything to send it back. I'm like, that kind of sucks. But I don't think they've had any issues since, or any, I guess recalls or anything like that. But for, a lower price pistol that has a good trigger, yeah, I mean, really good guns. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't saying any of the guns that I chose, to hurt anybody's feelings or say, hey, you bought a piece of junk. That's not what I was doing. I was just giving my opinion because I was asked. As y'all know, I pretty much think like I think and say what I say. And, it is what it is. So I'm not a sugarcoater. But then again, if you have a particular pistol that I named and you love, just because, and you got to look at it the other way. If someone comes out on a review and they're like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest gun in the world," blah 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 blah, and they've shot 200 rounds through it or 50 rounds through it, and all of a sudden it's the greatest gun in the world, you might want to wait a little bit until I've seen those same people come back, 3 videos later and go, "Oh crap, I had this break or I had that break or now I don't like it." You know, Everybody can come full circle, and you got to remember, I've been in this wheel a long time with guns. I started shooting guns when I was 7 years old. I started carrying when I was 21. So I've been carrying for a long time, and I'm definitely way old now. But you know, that's the thing. You start with a revolver, start with 1911s, then Glock comes out, then you go through the polymer semi-automatic phase, then you might go back to double action, single action, then you go might. I mean, that's the neat thing about the gun world. You can make full circles. You can have a big collection of all different kinds of things, or you can, really get into something, and then that's what you're stuck on. Me myself, kind of more into the alloy steel. Can still shoot polymers, still carry polymers sometimes. Um, but that's a good thing about choices. You're not stuck on one thing. Straight, no chaser. Yeah, I hear you. Hey, what's up, Michael Winston? How are you, buddy? Yeah, CeeLo, I've had the PPQ. Also, the thing I didn't like about it, the grip was too short. It was not the naval edition or Navy where you get the little bit longer grip. Um, you know, it was okay. I mean, I've had H&Ks. I had H&Ks when they weren't even cool. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, they're horrible. The 45, the VP9, um, you know, but sometimes, like, friends need guns, or they're like, hey, man, I'm really looking for this, or I know you've got this and I really, really want it. If I'm not in love with a gun and I've got plenty of different other guns, I'll sell a gun. I know some people that say you should never sell a gun. Okay. Those could be the people that have 5 guns or 3 guns or 10 guns. Um, Sometimes if you're not in love with it, why hold on to it? It's not going. Some of them don't ever appreciate it, especially if it's something you can go right out and buy the next day, or you could go anywhere and find it. Sometimes there's no reason to hang on to that gun, but that's why the guns that I really, really love, I'll customize. I'll make them my own. I'll adjust them, the things I don't like, to the things that I do like, and then I'll make that gun my own to where I really love it even more. And that's the great thing about being able to make a gun your own, the way you want it, not the way somebody else wants it, the way you want it. And that's one thing I love about making the guns the way that I want them. Floridian, if you don't want to hear the truth, don't ask Big J. Well, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people in the industry, they'll just sugarcoat shit and they'll give you the song and dance. And I will say this, and I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but some people come to a video to have confirmation on their purchase. They've either bought the gun and they haven't shot it yet, or whatever. They'll come to that video and they want you to confirm their purchase. Well, that's not realistic because my hand size is different from theirs. Their recoil sensitivity is different from mine. So to depend on someone to pick a gun out for you and then have them adjudify your purchase, I mean, I've had people get mad at me because I dissed the gun that they purchased, or there's some things I didn't like about that particular gun, and they got mad at me. And I'm like, really? That's why we have opinions. I mean, if you're that sensitive, you need to go somewhere else. Put your big boy panties on before you come visit me. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, we'll wrap this up. I'll do it for about 5 more minutes. We'll go a little longer tonight. Yeah, Kathleen. That's that's not anything out of the ordinary. Sometimes, and I know this is hard to say, and people can't believe it. You know, I've got ammo, I've got guns, I've got mags. Um, Sometimes I'm just like, I've got time to go shoot, but sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I just want to go do something else or be with the family or whatever. You know, there's times where I said, I'm not going to go shoot or I don't feel like going to go shoot. And I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Kind of like when I was building cars. I mean, sometimes you just don't even want to look at a car because you screwed with cars so much. It's good to take a break away from what you love. No, I've shot LCPs before. That's not fun. They don't fit my hand very well. Not fun when your hand's 10 times bigger than the gun. Let's go, Brandon. All right. Well, we will shut this down. Thank you so much, Lynn Holt. But like I said, go smash that thumbs up button. I appreciate it so much. If y'all need anything after the chat or if you got any questions or anything like that, please throw it in the comment section. I'll be glad to try to answer them for you. CZ Super Shadow, he is saying, I just made my XC mine and installed a silver trigger. Looks sexy, yay. Yeah, I mean, shit, nothing wrong with putting triggers and doing their own thing. Make it, hell, I've even gotten chewed out for changing the trigger in my staccato to a flat trigger. There's nothing wrong with the factory trigger. Factory trigger is fine. However, factory trigger is curved. Okay. Think about this. Factory trigger is curved. So it's pushed back farther. So when I grab it, I was actually having to crook my finger in because I have long ass fingers. So I got the medium flat, which it's a flat trigger. So if you got a curved, you're going to grab it here. If you got a flat, you're going to grab it here. So it gave me more reach. So yes, there is another reason I changed it, not just for the color. All right, I'll answer this one, then we're going to jump off. So what is next big on the horizon? I do have a guest that we will be having on the chat. It's someone y'all have never met, don't even know anything about them. However, he and I have been talking when I was on Instagram. We chatted all the time. I actually spoke with him today. He's a very, very interesting guy. He is a sponsored, we'll put it this way. He is on their, I'll just tell you this. He is on their shooting team and evaluation team. And he actually has came out with some new products. So he has started manufacturing his own products along with still on that team and on the advisory committee for a huge, huge, huge company that some of us know and love. And he will be on. So we're going to set that up to where it works on his schedule because we're in totally different time zones. But we're going to work or try to get that squared away. But I did speak with him today and he's totally in. So I'll have him on. I'm trying to locate something that I'm interested in. So we'll see how that works out. And I did try to order, like I said, the first to chat, tried to order that, but they went from an eight-week lead time to now it could be 6 months. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see. But we'll see how that goes. Russ is saying, I get so much crap for liking Glock, but Glock takes more time to shoot well. That's one reason I love Glocks. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, Russ. And for everybody out there, whatever you like, shoot it. whatever, don't let somebody tell you that it's bad or good or whatever. They can give their opinion, but at the end of the day, it's you're happy with what you use. I mean, we could all, think about it. You could all get it done with a rock and a stick, but it's whatever you enjoy. That's what I'm saying. Don't let anybody tell you, what you should have or what you got to have. And I did say everybody should have a Glock, but it's strictly because of mag compatibility, parts compatibility. If something goes down, that Glock will always run because there's so much crap out there for it. So, no, Kathleen, it's not Trigicon, but I think you're really going to like it. So, and he's got some products that all of us could use. How can I say this? I don't want to give it away. He came up with a product that everybody on this chat can use. And I look at it and I think that it's very, very useful. I'll say this much. It's very useful for a dot shooter or an iron shooter. He offers some things for both. So, it'll be really cool. So, and he's a really, really nice guy. His resume is way, way up there. So I think you'll be impressed with it. And I think you'll like it, like him. So, but I appreciate everyone so much. If you'll have any questions, again, please ask. Smash that thumbs up button. We will do this again next Wednesday. And please be safe, love one another, and we will do this next week. Remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone. Y'all have a great night. Bye.